to kind of come up with that identity, play that same way, play a full 60, string games together, and so for whatever reason, we just weren't able to do it again tonight. Yeah.
Buffalo's a team that clearly has a lot of speed. Do you feel like, especially in that first period, that maybe that caught you guys a bit by surprise?
No, I mean, I just not beating our D up the ice. These are all things that are fixable. It's not going to be just a flip of a switch and we're going to, all of a sudden be back playing the right way. It's going to be hard work. Having our assignments, everybody doing the right job, relying on each other. If one or two guys are doing the right job, it's not going to be good enough. We need everybody playing as five as a unit, and we just feel a bit disconnected, I think.
Yeah. Recognizing goalies are obviously part of the team, so they share in the success and the failure. But do you guys feel like maybe you've left them out to dry a little bit?
Yeah, definitely at times. A couple breakaways, 2-on-1s. If you're giving up one, maybe two in a game, you're still looking at how to prevent those. You don't want to give up any. It's we give up quite a handful here, and it's tough. And obviously Eric's been great. Every time his number's been called this year, and to obviously have the start in front of him that we did, it's frustrating. There's not a more of a hardworking player goalie than Eric, and he puts in the work, and he's great, and even Millie too. I think he's been great. So it's tough to have those guys step in and try to fill a void, and not kind of give them that structure and the shots keep to the outside and boxing out that they typically see, and maybe they get one or two high danger chances, and that's when they're there. They're feeling good. They have momentum, and we're just to start games. They're facing grade A's, and it's got to be frustrating as a goalie for sure.
Just one more for me, Kyle, but you've been here a long time. You've seen the highest of highs that this organization has had. What's your level of concern right now over what's going on with you guys 25 games into the year?
It's we're not where we're going to be, but it's a long season for a reason, and I believe in this group, the leadership that we have, the players in here, and it's in this room. It's got to be us to figure it out and turn this thing around, and grab that identity and grab a hold of something that makes us tick. And it seems like we're still trying to find that. We have it at nights. We're going to Nashville. We play a great game, and we kind of show up like that tonight. And so it's just rallying, everybody being a leader, bring to the table what you do good, and focus on that and be the best you can every single night. And like I said, I believe in this group, and I think hopefully we look back on this and we grow from it and learn from it, and we use this as a positive in the future.
How easy is it to blame the road trip?
I can't hear you.
How easy is it to blame the road trip? I mean, being a long road trip.
You should have seen our last one. I think we had 14-day long road trip, so it's
Game the other night, the win. Does tonight kind of feel like one of those one step forward, maybe 2 steps back in some ways?
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. You want to carry that effort that we had in Nashville and that style of game into this one, and for whatever reason we didn't.
First period starts were obviously an issue the other night in Carolina, so any explanation? It seems like you guys maybe caught off guard a little bit. Was it the Sabres' speed or something else?
Not sure the reason. Just what it looked like was just kind of some misassignments in between on some plays. We weren't surprised by their game by any stretch. I think they executed well, and we didn't.
Right. How do you as a team maybe deal with this? Closed door meeting, talk amongst yourselves, hold each other accountable. Like, what are the solutions here? Yeah, I mean, I'd love to give you all the answers. I think if I had them all, we wouldn't be in this position we're in. I think we're trying to figure it out. Obviously, timing's of the essence. We got to start picking up some wins, but we got to string some good games together. And I think that's just the biggest concern is the inconsistency we have right now in our game and in all facets. So we got to find that. I think first off individually, you got to find that I think in your own game, and then I think that'll bleed in through our whole game. If that's assignments, doing your job, system wise, winning battles, maybe we can start there and kind of go from there, and then let your skill set take over and do what makes you successful and gives us a chance to win every night. Just a couple more, but one of the themes of recently has been that maybe the play has improved, even though it hadn't necessarily led to good results. Some of the underlying numbers suggest that things were trending. But 2 of the last 3 games, I don't imagine you guys would be saying that maybe you deserve better, right?
I'm not an underlying. I don't know analytics really. I just try to go out and play the game, and there's some games you play well and you lose, and there's some games you lose and you win. At the end of the day, it's a result league. We need wins. At the same time, I think if our game is in the right spot, you can maybe deal with the result the way it is. So when your game's feeling good and you're doing a lot of good things, at least that's something you can work towards. But when you're not playing well and then you lose, it's disappointing. So I think for us, get back to how we play. We know how we have to play. We just need to go out and do it. And, we'll let the results, kind of go where they go, really.
Yeah, and you sort of answered it there, but what I was sort of implying is that a game like tonight isn't one where you maybe take away and say, well, if we keep doing that, it's going to lead to good results. Like tonight would probably be an exception to that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll have to go back and look at it and individually if you watch your shifts and see what you could have done better, and I'm sure the staff will have some things for us to look at and go from there. We can't hang our heads. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. No one's going to be throwing us a lifesaver here and helping us out. We got to figure it out, and we got a big game against the Habs, and hopefully get that one and get that good feeling back again.
Thanks, Phil. times over this last stretch where, despite maybe not getting the result, you guys can say that you were doing a lot of things that if you keep doing that will eventually lead to success? I take it a game like tonight probably doesn't fall into that category.
No, it's pretty disappointing, that effort after playing a pretty good game in Nashville, and obviously 3 minutes into the game you're down 2-0, and we gave up 9 rush chances. They scored 4 goals off the rush. Showed video, did our pre-scout. Their last 3 games, how many opportunities they get off the rush with 4-man rush with their D, and whether that's stubborn or whether that's not being quick enough, not reading the situation fast enough. We kicked ourselves in that one. We gave up all those rush opportunities, and they capitalized on it.
Yeah, so it's not a case of being surprised that the Sabres brought speed. You knew that was coming. You just were kind of powerless to do a whole lot against it.
They saw lots of video on it. They saw them doing it, and we talked about it. They're real good at it. They got 4 defensemen. Well, they got 6 to D that move pretty well, but they got 4 that can really go. And we're getting beat up the ice sort of shift after shift.
Couldn't help but notice it took a long time for the room to open. Not asking for any trade secrets, but
they had their own. They had their
right,
own.
so
They had their own team.
That's a player initiated.
Yeah, so that was Lau. Yeah.
Over your career, what can something like that do, and how often does that happen? Is it fairly rare?
I think so. I mean, sometimes it happens and you don't know it. Maybe it's after I speak to them, but tonight that was them. That was Lau taking it. So you're hoping that the response into our next game is a lot better than what it was tonight. We're a veteran group. Recognize we just embarrassed ourselves, and we're going to have to be a heck of a lot better next one.
Just a couple more, but was there a period where you thought there was some decent pushback, maybe in the second from your group?
I mean, when we made it 3-1, all of a sudden we tilted the ice for a couple of shifts in a row, and then again we were near the end of our end of our shift, and we dump a puck into the middle of the ice in the O zone on a rush, and 2D are heading to the bench, and it's all of a sudden there you go, it's 3-on-1 the other way. So those are mental mistakes. Those are things that you can clean up. But at the end of the day, you get in a game like that, and you make it 3-1. You gotta continue to just play forward. It can't be risky plays, and we fed right into their offense.
Goalies obviously sharing the success and the failure of the team. Would that change after the first been more about just trying to shake?
That was just trying to spark. And that's Combs will go against Montreal. That's really we were chasing that game right from the get-go, and it wasn't. I didn't have the warm and fuzzies about anything happening, and it was give the kid another opportunity, get him in there, and at the end of the day, like I said, Combs is just getting ready for Wednesday night.
Just last one, but I mean, you only have so many lineup things you can do. You had 2 healthy players sitting out today. Would those guys potentially be looked at to maybe they can bring a little more speed into the lineup?
For sure, everything's in play here. We'll see where we are. We'll check with our injured guys. Obviously, we're going to look at this, and we'll make a decision for Wednesday.
Thanks, Scott.